Hello. In this video, I will do a GED video, GED math video regarding multi-step problems with ratios, proportion, and percentage. So, yeah, we're dealing with multi-step word problems. So, before I start, there are some things you must know. So, go ahead and write this in your notebook because it will pop up again. So, one important key information when you're doing these kind of word problems, you might have a percentage and you must convert it to decimal. And you need to know how to convert percentage to decimal. So all you got to do is move the decimal 2 units to the left. That's it. So to convert percentage to decimal. Remove. it. So for example, if you had 58% and you got to convert it to decimal, just move it 2 places to the left. That would be 0.58, right? And then here you also need to know about percentage change formula. So yeah, percentage change. So they want to know like the percentage change. Basically, you take the new value minus old value divided by old value. And then don't forget it to times by 100 because they usually want a percentage. You can also say new minus old over old times it by 100. Okay, that's it. Wait, was that it? Is there anything else you need to know? Nope. So in this section, you need to know how to convert percentage to decimal. So you just move it 2 places to the left, and you need to know to the formula percentage change, which is basically new value minus old value divided by old value times by 100, or n minus 0 over 0 times by 100. Okay. So if you need to pause that video to write that information, go ahead. I am going to move on with question. Okay. So question one says, pair of shoes. A pair of shoe is on sale for 25% off. If the original price was $120, what is the actual price? So you will see a lot of this in the actual exam, talk like percentage wise, how much it's taken off, etc. So I try to set up as an equation. So, I mean, let's read it again. A pair of shoes is on sale for 25% off. If the original price was 120, what is the sales price? So, without any formulas, what would you do? I would first figure out the percentage on, so without a formula, I would just do, they're asking you 25% of 120, right? So convert 25% as a decimal, move it to the left. That'd be 0.25. And then the word of. So whenever you're dealing with word problems and you hear the word of, it usually means multiplication. So of, I'm going to put parentheses to represent multiplication. And then 0.125. Oops, no, 125, 120. 0.120 times 0.25 is 30. So, and then what you would do is what is this? So it's going to be lower than 120. That's how you're taking $30 off, right? That's your percentage off. So it's going to be 120 minus 30, which is $90. Okay. So this is without any like setting up an equation. right? This is just natural instinct, right? Here's something that's was originally $20, you got 25% off. $30 this year, how much is taken out of your original value? So 120 minus 30 is 90. So that's how you deal without an equation. If you wanted, the equation, it would be it would be sales price or the new sales price equals original price minus um, original price times it by discount percentage. So my original price was 120 minus the original price was 120 times it by 25%. So it's essentially doing this, but it's just much more neater, right? So it's going to be sales price. It's 120 minus, and then you know how to convert 25% as a decimal. Just move it 2 places to the left. So that'd be 0.25 times at 120. And then what's 120 times 0.25? You can use a calculator on the exam, so that would be exactly 30. So it'd be 120 minus 30, which is $90. Okay, so yeah, not too bad, right? You should definitely try this. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So question two says, in March, Jack's website has 1,200 visitors. In April, the number of visitors decreased to 800. What is the percent decrease from March to April? So it was originally 1,200 and then it went down to 800, right? So they don't show you that it's actually a minus, like it's a decrease, so it's definitely gonna be negative. So yeah, they don't show it, they don't put it as a negative, but that they assume it's a negative. So we are dealing with percentage change, right? So we are percentage change. So all you got to do is use that formula, which is new value minus old value over old value times by that's it. So what is our new value? Um, it is not 1,200. That's our old value. We originally had 1,200. Our new value is 800 minus our old value, which was the first one we started with, 1,200 over old value, just 1,200, and then times it by 100, right? So what is 800 minus 1,200 over 1,200? Well, 800 minus 1,200 is negative 400 over 1,200, and then times it by 100. And negative 100 over 1,200 is like negative 1/3 times it by 100. And then that is like negative 0.33. So that is going to be a negative 33%. Now you don't see the negative because they assume it's a decrease, right? So it's going to be this one. Okay, last one. Uh, Question three says the price of a smartphone at a store is $36,000. That's a lot of money. The price of a smartphone at a store is 36,000. Is this a typo? No, that's a lot of money for a smartphone. Wow, that is a lot of money. The price of a smartphone at a store is $36,000. There is a 7% sales tax charge. What is the total amount the customer needs to pay. So without the formula, how would you do this? They're saying that there is a 7% sales tax of whatever paid. So basically, without a formula, first you would find out how much is what is 7% of 36,000, right? So 7% of 36,000. That's what I would do. And then I think I would, whatever this value is, I'm going to add it to the 36,000, right? So this is your sales tax. It's 7% of whatever your original price. So how do I convert 7% as a decimal? All you got to do is move it two units to the left. So it'll be one. And then you add in, so this is only one, and then you add an extra zero. So that's a bit confusing. So yeah, because we're moving it two places to the left. So if it was just one, it would be 0.7, but it's twice, it'd be one, and then you have to add an extra zero. So that'd be 0.07, and then the word of means multiplication. And you're free to use a calculator. 0.07 times 36,000 is 25. And then so the total price is not, this is just your sales tax. So your total price is your original amount. It's 25.20, which comes to a total of 38,250. So that's without a formula, just natural instinct, right? You would first find 7% of you would find your sales tax by finding 7% of whatever your smartphone is, 36,000. Wow, that is a lot of money. I think, yeah, what kind of phone is that? Okay. So, and then you just add it to your the original, the cost of the smartphone. Now, if you want to be very technical, you can set it up as equation. So you could say total amount equals original price, which is 36,000, right? Plus sales tax. So what is our original price? It was 36,000. And what was our sales tax? We It's 7% of 36,000, which we said was 25.20. And when you put it all together, you still get the same answer of 38,250. Uh, did I make this? Did I do this right? I don't see my answer. 38,050. Oh, I must have done, it should have been 5 to 0. My bad. Let me get my calculator. Yes, I made a mistake. It's 38. My bad. It is 38,520, not 250. 38,520, not 38,250. So it was a cal a simple calculator mistake. So it is D. Okay, so yeah, you can use a calculator on the exam, so don't worry about that. Okay, let me just quickly my results. So yeah, it, this is a short video, but this will keep on popping up, especially when we start with the actual practice exams, right? So I'm going to start here.